Well, hello YouTube. Welcome to another ride. It's around the 4th of July, so if you're watching us celebrating 4th of July, happy Independence Day. If you're watching this later, well, we're having a happy Independence Day. Anyway, it's a pretty nice, pleasant day. Later in the evening, so it's cooled off a bit. And this guy is going very slow. And this isn't exactly an area where he could pass, so we're just gonna hang back and follow him. He's got a tire on his roof, so I wonder if he's going to help somebody, or he just decided to carry a tire on his roof. Either way, it's fine. And whiskey, okay, yeah, he's pulling over. He must be. He must be going to help somebody. You're unsure where he's got to go, or he's got a flat tire himself. He also had whiskey plates on, so yeah, who knows. Anyway, let's go enjoy the day. We got that besides us. You do have to watch, I guess, whiskey plates and driving weird. It is around the 4th of July, so there could be a little partaking in some substances, I don't know. A little drink or two, which, you know, nothing wrong with having a drink or two, having a little fun, but stay off the road, please. Please stay off the road. Especially us motorcycles have enough problems that it is. Don't need the added risk of that as well. Same with this guy, but he's got a nice bright shirt. I like it when the runners wear bright shirts. I remember one time I was driving one of the back roads near here coming home, and it was 9 o'clock in the evening in the winter, so it's been dark for many hours, and scared the heck out of me. Just completely scared the hell out of me. Came around a corner, wasn't going overly fast or anything, wasn't speeding, but there in the middle of the road was a jogger dressed all in black in the middle of winter in the nighttime. I don't know what the hell that guy's deal was, if he was suicidal or what, but I could not, it was physically impossible to see him until my headlights were directly on him, and I was so close that, I mean, it was locking up the brakes and getting around him. And it wasn't like he was way off in the shoulder. He was on this side of the white line. I don't understand how somebody could not think that that was a, you know, a bonehead move. You know, you're gonna get killed if you do stuff like that. So I don't know if that's what he was going for. Anywho, I wanted to pull over and yell at him, but the wife wouldn't let me. It was late and we were on our way home with the kids, so we just let that one go. And whether the next guy came along with him, I got no idea. I never heard of anything, but good Lord. Have a little common sense here, people. I'll stop ranting about that now and enjoy the ride. Don't know how I got sidetracked after that. Oh, good Lord. More on wandering. Here we go. And I don't believe there are any little small town celebrations or anything going on this week near me. When I used to live up north a little ways, all the small towns around the 4th of July, you know, they'd have big celebrations and everything like that. I think around here, St. Cloud, I know, does something. That's kind of one of the bigger towns that I'm nearby, but I think the little towns that I'm in, I don't think they do much. So you'd think with all the lakes and stuff, you'd have a beautiful scene for a fireworks or something out there, but I don't believe they do anything. They leave it all to St. Cloud. So I know there's a lot of farmers and stuff near my house that they do fireworks every year, and that's usually good, but you can't always. Now around here they don't sell the ones that can go up over the tree line just to regular people, so you can never see them. You can hear them and maybe catch a glimpse of the top, but you can never see them. So all that does is terrorizes the dogs, and that's never fun, but still fun to hear. Not for the dogs. Yeah. Speaking of dogs and 4th of July, one of my favorite 4th of July stories happened years ago. And, younger, me and the wife just married, and we had a place, and it's kind of on the country, kind of on the edge of a little tiny town, basically what you would call in the country. And we were having a little fire in the backyard, just the two of us, in the evening on 4th of July weekend. And there was a big fireworks display just a little ways over from us. They did it right. They had a huge display, and we were really enjoying the show. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I've always had dogs, but except for a few times in my life, but that was one of the times where I did not have dogs. We just hadn't lived at the place long, and kind of starting out, didn't have a dog or anything like that. Didn't want the responsibility at that age. But so I was used to dogs, I guess was the point of saying that. But we were just sitting there enjoying the fire, completely pitch black out, just watching the fireworks a ways, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this giant black lab jumps and lands square on my lap. And he was just terrified, shaking from the you know, if you've had dogs during fireworks displays, you know how they can get their panting and shaking, and just don't like that at all. Well, he was just terrified, shaking, had no idea where this black lab came from. I know there was a farmer that lived about a mile down the road from us who had a black lab. I was assuming it was his, but I didn't know the dog or anything like that. We must have been the closest people it could find to try and get help. I don't know what his deal was or how he ended up at our place, but yeah, sat there throughout the entire fireworks show, which lasted, I don't know, 15 minutes, just shaking. He's a big dog on my lap the whole time. You know, at that point I'm thinking, okay, well, he's freaking out, we'll just let him sit here. But at the same time, he's getting a little heavy. Then the fireworks stop, and he calms down a little bit, and I'm, you know, petting him, talking to him. And then he kind of realized what's going on. Like a few minutes after that, he kind of snapped out of it, and while he's sitting on his lap, he kind of faces and looks at me like, I don't know you, and slowly hops down. And that was the last. Didn't see him after that. He wandered right out past the fire, off into the night, and I was kind of chuckling and expecting him to kind of hang around, and I would get up and, you know, wander off or see if he came from one of the houses. But no, he went back the way he must have came, and never heard from him again. Oh, but that was hilarious. Just the sheer terror in that dog, where he would go to any person within the vicinity, whether that vicinity was up to a mile away, if it was the dog I was thinking it was. And yeah, as soon as I was done, snap out of it and wander back home. That always makes me chuckle every time I think of that dog. Just the look he gave me when it was all done, like, oh, I don't know you. If you've ever picked up a little kid when they're crying, because they're kind of have their hands out thinking you're their mommy or daddy, and you pick them up and they look at you and they realize you're not mommy or daddy, and you get that look, like, oh, you're not the one I wanted to go to. that was the look, or the look that the dog gave me. So it was quite funny to see that from a dog. But anyway, if you guys have any funny dog story, not that, you know, the terrified dog is funny, but sometimes there's funny stories associated like that. If you guys have any comment below, I'd love to hear them. But anyway, we are on. That's kind of a hazy day. It's not supposed to rain or anything like that, but it doesn't exactly look it's not cloudy, I guess. It's just kind of hazy out here. There's kind of a odd smell in the air. I don't think it's still forest fire or Canadian fires. I think we've pretty much ran our course of that. But it almost kind of has that same haze in the air. Oh. Well, this is certainly a very rough road. This one has not been redone in a while. You can see the cracks going on there in every joint there, whatever you call that. Oof. It kind of wants to pound the Sportster into regions I don't want it being pounded into. Well, there we go. Got a little better there. But anyway, we're kind of heading into the sun, and I'll be doing that the rest of the way back, so I'll probably go ahead and cut the video off up here pretty soon. But anyway, if you guys are out having a wonderful 4th weekend, have fun, stay safe. If you guys are enjoying the videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like, do all the YouTube stuff. That really helps me out. Other than that, have a good time. Happy Independence Day, and we'll see you next time, YouTube. Have a good one.